Welcome to Port Melbourne. Half the seats are filled. I think that's as good as it's going to get. And joining me in the box for special comments will be Matthew Richardson.
Right, Dennis, today should be a great match.
Today, Essendon versus Greater Western Sydney. Just 5 minutes to go. They run on in full confidence. They're looking sharp and the crowd are appreciating it. The banners look fresh. The players get set to run through them.
Feel the ground is shaking. The other teams are quaking in their boots before the Giants. We take the ball.
Only 5 minutes remaining.
Up to win the premiership flag. Our boys who play this grand old game are always striving for glory and fame. See the bombers fly up.
Only 5 minutes remaining. Umpire tosses the coin. Essendon winning the toss. The players are all eagerly awaiting the siren. We're underway. Deft touch from Edwards. Francis gets the ball. Approaching the goals now. A clean pickup. It's impossible to outplay an opponent you can't outthink. Think about that. Umpire says holding the ball. Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. Testing shot outside the 50. Not a pretty drop punt, but it gets away okay. Concentration comes out of a combination of confidence and hunger, so they tell me. Casey unloads one towards goal. That's a very well executed goal. The first goal for Casey. The first goal of the match. You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Hit by Edwards. Walker gets the ball. Picture perfect drop punt. Johnston having no trouble taking that one. A long kick there. Out of bounds it goes. The umpire has thrown it in. Wills wasn't even close to that tap, and he'd be crazy to think that type of effort will win any time soon.
Hurley needs to be more aggressive whilst on the field. He tends to get pushed around a bit. A good fist. Jacks gathers it, takes possession. Ching goes for home. Magnificent kick of the footy. GWS are in front.
The kick is about as straight as a shopping trolley, and it's a goal. You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Palms it down nicely. Takes possession. Approaching the goals now. Johnston going for number one. Nice kick. Pressure already being applied to Essendon. The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce. Edwards guides it, gathered by Francis. Jams it on the boot. The mark missed by Casey. An empty field in front of Studley. The Bombers will have to start putting in some effort if they want a chance in this game.
Studley just has endless possibilities. I'm really excited to watch this kid grow.
Ruckman awaiting the bounce.
Francis gets the ball. The kick is no good. The Giants are really looking the goods with the lead over Essendon.
He looks for a man on the lead. Plays on.
Let's play on.
That drop punt works well for Watson. Marks. Here's a chance for Jones. He'll need a long-range boomer from here. Jones unloads one towards goal. All eyes are watching. Marked by Studley. Lining up the goal now. 15 metres out. Studley kicks hard along the boundary line. Takes control of the bouncing ball. Edwards pulls the trigger with the ball sailing for goal. Pressure already being applied to the Bombers. You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Edwards with a big fist on it. Walker gets it out of the crowd. No contest for that mark. Casey will be kicking from, as they would say, downtown. A set shot on a 30-degree angle. 45 metres out. Jacques hammers the ball for goal. Pinpoint accuracy from Jacques. That's 5 in a row for the Giants. Pressure really being applied now at this early stage to the Bombers. Ruckman awaiting the bounce.
The Giants are dominating the clearances and really giving their forwards plenty of opportunity, and I think that's why they've got the lead. Green going for home. Green with the shot. Got the distance and the accuracy.
A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckmen unleash. Wills leave the pinatas for the kids. Edwards with clean hands for a difficult bouncing ball. A great effort. Casey lines it up. 45 metres out. Going for goal number 2. All eyes are watching. Goal for Casey. They increase their lead. Greater Western Sydney over the Bombers by 49. The ruckmen steel themselves before the bounce. Edwards thumps it forward. The ball in the hands of Johnston. Chips it down towards half forward. Here's a chance for Casey. Can you count that as a moral victory? The Giants with the upper hand in this match, and it shows on the scoreboard, leading 50-0.
You get the feeling the Bombers are just kicking and hoping, and that's why they're getting hurt on the turnover. Watson kicks the ball, lining it up with the goal now. Jones with the shot. It's in the air. Score for the Giants. The Giants are in front.
A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckmen unleash. Edwards guides it, gains possession. Francis kicking the ball free of the pack. Sends it into the open paddock. That decision was like taking a beer to a job interview. Not a very good idea. simply outplayed the opposition there.
Jacks has an elite ability to elevate off the ground. The loose ball is picked up. Andrew kicks for goal. Hit the post, that's a behind. The Giants have the advantage on the scoreboard over Essendon.
Teammates scrambling to make a lead. Casey got under it. Casey kicks hard along the boundary line. That play was as high-tech as a campfire. Taken by Jacks. Heads up the corridor. Bill Chambers takes advantage. The clock ticks down with only 60 seconds left. Studley shucks the ball away. Dynamite approaching home now. That's 7 in a row for the Giants. Greater Western Sydney by 63.
The Giants has an abundance of quality mids and small forwards, and they are just running rings around. The Bombers, they aren't worried about playing on because they know they're probably going to get better shots at goal on the run.
Both ruckmen have their eyes on the ball.
Edwards just has endless possibilities. I'm really excited to watch this kid grow. A good contested mark there. Lining it up with the goal now. Studley takes a shot. Goal for GWS. The Giants lead.
The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Effective hit out there. Takes possession. Moves it quickly by hand. Francis heads in for the goals. Nice mark under pressure. 15 metres out. 20 metres out. Studley taking a chance at goal. That's 8 in a row for the Giants. The Giants with the advantage as they lead the Bombers 75-0. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce. Edwards taps it with the ball now. Walker with a perfect drop punt. Almost a touch of synchronized swimming about that mark, minus the peg. Studley alone for the uncontested mark. Slams it on the boot. Great mark over the pack. Here's a chance for Jacks. Slots it. That's number 2. This one gives them an even bigger lead. The Giants lead Essendon. Richo, how did you see the opening quarter?
They're in front and they deserve to be in front. They stepped up in all areas and really made their opposition look second rate.
The scores were very high in that term. We'll go to Richo for the stats.
Both teams fairly close in the handball stats, 7-2. Kicking is one of the most essential skills in football, and GWS could put 35 on the board, which should place them in a...
The second term is underway.
Winning means you're willing to go longer, work harder, and give more than anyone else.
Goddard kicks. Great. handballs. Chips it down towards half forward. Jacques grabs that one. Sends the ball into the 50. Great mark over the pack.
It's an absolute gimme from this angle.
40 metres out. Dynamite takes a shot. All eyes are watching.
All clear.
Greater Western Sydney with the ascendancy over Essendon, leading the match 87-0. A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckman unleash. Studley punches it, has it now, gets the ball out of heavy traffic. Edwards claims the ball, goes for distance. Ball over the boundary line. Umpire lets it loose. Clean tap by Studley, collected by Johnston, going for goal number 2. Slots it. Goal number 2 for Johnston, and that puts them further in front. Greater Western Sydney with a healthy gap on the scoreboard, leading Essendon 93-0. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Punch by Studley. Gets the ball out of heavy traffic. Francis with the mark. A routine, strictly speaking, is not a routine if you have to think about it. Francis unloads one towards goal.
Clear. One behind.
Greater Western Sydney in front. Watson waiting to bring it back into play. Takes that one strongly. 30 metres from home. Edwards on the tightest of angles. Simply outplayed the opposition there. Francis lines it up 25 metres out. Kicking from about a 30-degree angle here. Francis whacks one on the boot for goal. The Giants with a healthy gap on the scoreboard, leading Essendon 100-0. Ruckman awaiting the bounce.
Dishes it off to the running player. Out of bounds on the full. Free kick to the Giants, and the ball goes out of bounds. Watson puts his boot on it. Bell Chambers just wanted it more then. He slams that on the boot. Jacks with a strong mark.
Concentration comes out of a combination of confidence and hunger, so they tell me. Wow, what a nose for those loose balls. Finding the running player. The ball is hammered towards goal by Johnston. Score for Greater Western Sydney. Johnston makes the hat-trick. This kick has extended their lead.
Has some great leadership skills, and leadership is about getting other players involved and being able to take it as well as dishing it out. The only way you're going to get respect from your teammates.
The ruckmen steal themselves before the bounce. Definitely palmed to advantage. Umpire not hesitating to call the ball up right there. Wills without a touch. The clearance by Jacques. Kicks it. Only 3 minutes remaining. Neither ruckman giving an inch. Definitely palmed to advantage. Goddard keeping calm, and he kicks the ball out of the 50. Hand passed by Studley. Jacques going for number 3. So close, but just behind. The Giants in front.
Essendon are trying to take this game on, but their disposal hasn't been great, and they're being punished on the turnover. They just need to slow it down a little and look for a safer option. Edwards getting into position for the kick. Edwards has a kick. It's going. Edwards, you beauty.
A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckman unleash. Guided down nicely by Jacks. Approaching the goals now. Sends it home with a mighty kick. This kick puts them further into the lead. The Giants starting to exert some dominance over Essendon with the lead of 119-0. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Punch by Jacks. Gains possession, finding the running player. We're approaching home now. Almost a touch of synchronized swimming about that mark, minus the peg. Francis, urged on by the crowd, prepares to kick. 30 metres from home. Going for goal number 2. Francis scores with a beautiful kick. That's number 2. Greater Western Sydney in front.
GWS has an abundance of quality mids and small forwards, and they are just running rings around Essendon. They aren't worried about playing on because they know they're probably going to get better shots at goal on the run.
All is in readiness. Punch by Jacks. He threaded the needle to get the handball out. Wills kicks. Leuenberger just gauging which way that wind is blowing. Nice contested mark by Clark.
Clark, he's one of the cleanest marks of the football in the game. Sending it on its way. Edwards marks the ball. Puts boot to ball. Studley with the ball, lining it up with the goal now.
45 metres out. A low stabbing kick. An easy grab for Jacks.
This one's a dead set.
Jacks takes a shot. That ball's travelling.
All clear.
Greater Western Sydney with a healthy gap on the scoreboard, leading Essendon 131-0. The Rucks prepare to go at it for this bounce. Tap by Jacks. Takes possession. Gets boot to high. The mark. Booted by Green. Johnston from behind. Kicks it. Dynamite with clean hands for a difficult bouncing ball. Misses the goal and goes through for a behind. Greater Western Sydney with a healthy gap on the scoreboard, leading the Bombers 132-0. You look for a quick option here. A pinpoint pass is the key. Clearing kick out of the defensive 50. I guess it was worth a go. Picture perfect drop punt. A good mark under the circumstances. 45 metres out. Jacques with the kick. Hocking looking to make them pay for that turnover.
It's tapped down nicely.
The umpire says, give it to me. Edwards decisively. A favourable bounce. Goes short with a hand pass. Approaching the goals now. It's like giving a bazooka to Mr. Bean. Out of bounds, dangerous spot near the goal. A rushed kick, marked by Fantasia. Delivers the footy with a beautiful drop punt. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. Francis taking a chance at goal. The goal for the Giants. Greater Western Sydney leads by 138. Ruckman awaiting the bounce. Tap to advantage. Webb onto the ball. Gets the ball out of heavy traffic. Dynamite takes it well.
It's an absolute gimme from this angle.
50 metres from home. Almost in the bag from this position, you would think. Dynamite steers the ball towards goal. Gets the distance. That's number 3. Greater Western Sydney with a healthy gap on the scoreboard, leading the Bombers 144 to nothing. The Ruckmen steal themselves before the bounce. Tapped by Edwards. Curry booting it inside the 50. A great effort. Talking to a football doesn't do much good unless you do it while your opponent is lining up. The goal for Greater Western Sydney. That's 4 goals. Greater Western Sydney by 150. The quarter is over, and Essendon trailing by 150.
I'd expect the coach will be asking for more of the same in the second half with a first half performance like that.
Time to take a look at the stats.
Essendon just poor in every facet at the moment.
Thank you very much, Richo. 1 half down, 1 to go. The crowd. Edwards with the hit. Danaher has the ball. He's got the football now. Casanova would have been jealous of that pickup. That's nonsense. Damn nonsense and stats, as they say, all of which sums up this match. Sends the Sharon on its way. Walker has it. Played on. That had some power behind it. Johnston having no trouble taking that one. 40 metres out. 45 metres out. A set shot on a 45-degree angle. Looking for another goal here. Is it high enough, long enough, straight enough? The Giants with a handy break, leading the Bombers 156 to nothing. Ruckman awaiting the bounce. Edwards gets the tap. Has it now. Kicked by Webb. And the mark will be paid. Studley with the inside 50. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. Dynamite looking for another goal here. The Giants in front. The ruckmen steal themselves before the bounce. First hand's important. Goddard with the ball. There'll be a ball up in the centre square.
The Giants have just been so dominant in the ruck, and that's been able to give their midfielders so much time and space, and that's why they lead this match. Only 4 minutes to go. Bricknell decides to play on. Sending it on its way. Good mark. It's played on.
Webb handballs it. Sends the ball out into space. Cleanly picked up. Going for goal number 1. Francis presents and takes the mark. Lining up the goal now. Francis whacks one on the boot for goal. Greater Western Sydney over the Bombers by 163.
Watson has a kicking ability to rival some of the old legends of the game. He kicks to himself. Jones getting into position for the kick. Sending it on its way. A good contested mark there. Lining it up with the goal now.
Having a big day, going for goal number 4. The Giants starting to exert some dominance over Essendon with the lead at 169-0. Replays are great when you can see how talented these guys are at conjuring something out of nothing. You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Edwards got a fist on it. He's got the footy in his hands. Webb sends the ball on its way. Great mark over the pack. Simply outplayed the opposition there. Lining up the goal now. 40 metres from home. Dynamite with a pretty easy kick. The ball is picked up and kept alive. Studley pulls the trigger with the ball sailing for goal. Spears a low ball. Dynamite has it. Let's have the shot at goal is as good as the delivery. Dynamite launches one towards goal. Greater Western Sydney in front. The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Guided down nicely by Edwards. Jams it on the boot. Great mark. Francis just gauging which way that wind is blowing. Kicks it. The ball heads out of bounds. The ball will be thrown in. The ball is returned to play. Palms it down nicely. He controls the bouncing ball. Cleanly picked up. Johnston whacks one on the boot for goal. Goal. Johnston with that kick has increased the lead. Greater Western Sydney leads by 181. Both ruckmen have their eyes on the ball. Clean tap out of the ruck. The ball in the hands of Johnston. Time drying up with only 2 minutes to go. Handballs. Oliver kicks it. A great effort.
When the forwards are marking the ball so cleanly inside 50 like they are now, it must give GWS a lot of confidence, especially when the pressure is on. It's a mark. Lining it up with the goal now.
Studley going for number 5. Gets the distance. And that puts them further in front. The Giants by 187. A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckman unleash. Punched by Edwards. Now we'll get a ball up. Effective hit out there. Counting down, we've hit the 90-second mark. McNasty handballs it to the open paddock. Running in, about to kick. It's hit the post. It's a behind. Greater Western Sydney leads by 188. Might have to kick it to himself. Great grab.
Well, when the Giants were able to mark the ball inside their forward 50 so easily, it's no wonder they're leading this match. The Bombers really need to turn up the pressure. Lining it up with the goal now. Francis goes for home. The ball's up. Magnificent goal.
Greater Western Sydney with a healthy gap on the scoreboard, leading Essendon 194-0. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce. Edwards thumps it forward. Jones with the ball. Approaching the goals now. Jones taking a chance at goal. Gets the behind. The Giants with the ascendancy over the Bombers, leading the match 195-0. He plays it to himself. A long kick there. Hands like dinner plates.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Too far out to score, surely. Going for goal number 2. Is it high enough, long enough, straight enough? Greater Western Sydney with the ascendancy over Essendon, leading the match 196-0. Watson to bring it in. Fantasia grabs that one.
Fantasia. It's got a decent leap on him, but there's still some room for improvement. Curry takes a contested mark. Puts boot to ball. There's no contest for that mark. Lining it up with the goal now.
Shot at goal by Edwards. It's in the air. What a great goal by Edwards. And they stretch out their lead. Greater Western Sydney leads by 202. Ruckman awaiting the bounce. Waiting for the three-quarter time siren now. Edwards with a big fist on it. Holds it too long. It's going to be a free. Goddard drilled that kick in. Johnston has it. A good turn with Greater Western Sydney, 202 to the Bombers, 0.
The Bombers will need to lift for the last quarter and remember that the pain of discipline is far less than the pain of regret.
Lots of points scored during that third term. Let's see with the stats how both teams performed.
Well, at least the Bombers have a score that is befitting their stats.
That's a unique spin on things, Richo. The final Edwards got a fist on it. Wills with the ball. Danaher boots it. That was all Collier. Jams it on the boot now. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it. Gets boot to high. He has no trouble grabbing that one. Gets a handball away towards the man on the run. Off hands. That decision was like taking a beer to a job interview. Not a very good idea. The Bombers on the scoreboard now. A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckman unleash. Big thump from Velvet Sledgehammer. A big kick by Hurley. Strong mark. Hand passes. Walker takes aim for goals. It's kicks like that when players find out this really is a game of centimetres. That could be the final nail in the coffin.
Watson has a kicking ability to rival some of the old legends of the game. And the ball crosses over the boundary. And the ball goes out of bounds. Velvet Sledgehammer gets a fist to it. Studley heads in for the goals. Studley gets the goal.
The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce. Punch by Velvet Sledgehammer. Choose to kick it. That was a huge kick. Malcolm Blight would be happy with that one. Greater Western Sydney nailing the coffin shut. All is in readiness. Only 4 minutes remaining. Hit by Velvet Sledgehammer. With the ball now. Delivers the footy with a beautiful drop punt. Marked by Studley. Lining up the goal now. Sends the Sharon on its way. Casey controls it. Score for the Giants. This kick stretches the lead. That's 2 in a row for the Giants. That could be the final nail in the coffin. You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Velvet Sledgehammer got the hit out. Kicks to the attacking 50. Out of bounds in the pocket.
Out of bounds.
Nice drop punt. A great effort. Played on. No contest for that mark. Studley taking aim. 15 metres out. The ball is slammed towards goal by Studley. That could be the final nail in the coffin. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Tapped by Velvet Sledgehammer. Goddard gets the ball. choose to kick it. Almost a touch of synchronised swimming about that mark, minus the peg.
The Giants have been dominant in the air and they're marking everything. Essendon need to stop trying to outmark GWS and just get a fist into the contest. Lining it up with the goal now.
Johnston going for number 6. Oh, that was a brave shot. Good goal. Greater Western Sydney are in control of this game. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Tap to advantage, with the ball now. Curry with a kick out of the pack. Out of bounds it goes. Kicks hurriedly. The mark is taken by Francis. Concentration comes out of a combination of confidence and hunger, so they tell me. 45 metres out. A set shot on a 45-degree angle. All eyes are watching. That's 5 in a row for Greater Western Sydney. That could be the final nail in the coffin.
The Giants are just really comfortable kicking for goal on the run because it's just an extension of their normal field kicking and they have absolutely no issues there.
The umpire set to bounce to restart the game. Palms it down nicely. He gains possession. Curry intercepts it. Gets boot to high. Strong mark. Works it across the ground. Nice contested mark by Wills.
Essendon just can't buy a mark out there. They need to start looking for some easier options when moving forward and try and get some marks inside forward 50. Lining it up with the goal now. Casey goes for home. The ball's travelling. Casey sinks the long kick.
You can feel the intensity build as both ruckmen prepare for the bounce. Clean tap out of the ruck. The ball in the hands of Curry. That kick has covered a very long distance. Concentration comes out of a combination of confidence and hunger, so they tell me. Studley taking a chance at goal. That's 6 in a row for Greater Western Sydney. That could be the final nail in the coffin. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce. Edwards hits it. Ching with the football. Out of nowhere, the ball shoots out of the pack. Puts boot to ball. Studley with the mark. Almost a touch of synchronised swimming about that mark, minus the peg. Lining up the goal now. The ball is hammered towards goal by Francis. That could be the final nail in the coffin. The ruckmen giving each other the ice-cold killer stare-downs as they wait for the bounce. Edwards gets the tap. Danaher with the ball. Kicks. Claims the ball. Bumps the pigskin. Stuck the mitts out and held on to it. Bakes going for number 1. Takes it well. Opportunity now for Studley. 25 metres out. Kicking from about a 30-degree angle here. Studley taking a chance at goal. That's 8 in a row for Greater Western Sydney. That could be the final nail in the coffin. The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce. Hit by Edwards, carried with the ball. Just 1 minute to go. And it's close to goal as the ball goes over the boundary line. Sends it on its way. Takes it well. Bakes, not wasting time, elects to play on. Hocking laps up the misplaced footy. It's his. Nice hands. Played on. Approaching the goals now. That kick has gone well wide and hit the point post on the full. Free kick. That kick has gone well wide and hit the point post on the full. Free kick. Great mark. Be decisive. Come on, be decisive. A wrong decision is generally less disastrous than indecision. Dynamite going for number 6. Slots it. Greater Western Sydney are in control of this game.
GWS have just backed their pace and skills, and they've been rewarded on the scoreboard. It's been pretty impressive.
A brief moment of serenity before the ball is bounced and the ruckman unleash. Edwards punches it with the ball now. Gets the ball out of heavy traffic. No contest for that mark.
An elite footballer should slot this every time, Dennis.
35 metres out. Studley with the shot. It's going. That could be the final nail in the coffin. The ruckman, conscious of where their teammates are, they wait for the bounce. Wills looked about as coordinated as Disney's Goofy. Jones heads in for the goals. Jones launches one towards goal. That's a goal. What a long kick. That could be the final nail in the coffin. The kick is about as straight as a shopping trolley, and it's a goal. Umpire has the ball, ready for the centre bounce. Edwards knocks it down the field. Kick by Carey.
There's a big, big sound from
Richard, what did you make of the final result?
It's the sound of
The Giants established their dominance early and never looked like losing.
The other teams are quaking in their boots before the Giants. We take the longest strides and the highest leap. We're stronger than the rest. We're the greater Western Sydney Giants. We're the biggest and the best, and we will never surrender.
Final scores are in. The Giants 2, England 1. Bombers 6. Thanks for joining us, Richard, but that's all we have time for.
It's great to be here, Dennis. I'll be back next